Hello, hello, hello. All right. Hey, over here on Instagram. All right, all right, all right. All right, I'm just going to sit back for a minute. Whew, because this baby is one of the Musa moments. So, um, many of you may have been reading and listening to the Who the F Did I Marry series on TikTok. If you have not been looking at it, hi everybody over here on Instagram. Hi everybody popping in on Facebook. I'm also on YouTube. I'm coming in through StreamYard. I am Dr. Conte Speaks, and I am super excited. I am an international speaker, coach, and author. And so I speak to you all via social media. I'm an author with 8 books. 3 of them are international bestsellers, talk show, TV, radio host, all of that. However, as a counselor and a success coach, helping women and men, mostly women though, be successful in relationships and business, I'm constantly talking about toxic relationships. I'm also the founder of the oldest African American female founded nonprofit organization, Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women. Will be 27 years old this year, for women, families, not just women, because men are affected by domestic violence and toxic relationships as well, but for women and families who are affected by narcissistic, toxic, abusive relationships. So I just did a 3-part series on narcissists. And I do have a Narcissist Academy where you can learn all about narcissists and their behavior. I have a Am I in Love with a Narcissist course there that you can take to find out more about if you're in love with a narcissist. However, I was talking about all of the different ways to recognize if you are in love with a narcissist. But today, I want to talk about why men do it as well, because women aren't the only ones that fall for red flags. But I want to talk a little bit about why, it's important to recognize the red flags and not to overlook, and why we look them, and the behavior of women, which is not exclusive to women. People of all genders may sometimes overlook narcissistic relationships and personalities and red flags. But we want to talk about some of the reasons why. And the reason I'm talking about this because Risa Tisa, for those who have not watched Who the F Did I Marry, you might want to watch it. I think it's 50 parts now, but they're very short. They are 10 minutes each. And she's talking about her. Hey, I'm going to say hello to you over here on Instagram. She's talking about her relationship with her, as she say, pathological ex-husband, narcissistic ex-husband. But, and I haven't finished it all. I actually got a couple of calls about this. Hey, why don't you talk about this? Have you talked about this? Have you heard this? Have you seen this? Have you read this? Please share if you see this. So if you're watching, she even said herself that there was so many red flags. She was wondering if she was colorblind. It was so many red flags. I had a client once that when I was speaking with her, and I asked her, I said, and you didn't see any of these red flags? And she says, Dr. Conte, not only did I see the red flags, I saw a whole majorette squad. She said band, marching band, and flag corps coming down the street, and I still married this person. So, and this is basically what Risa Tisa is saying, that she saw so many red flags. So, hello, say hello if you're watching. Let me know that you're watching. I'm Dr. Conte Terrell, success life coach, uh, international, Dr. Conte Speaks, international speaker, coach, and author. So, why do we overlook these things? First of all, I want to say, in her own words, in her own story, she met this person in March. We have to know that narcissists move fast, abusers move fast. That's what the love bombing part is. We talk about that love bombing. That's what that is, because they gotta get in and move in and get you hooked quickly before you start realizing you're not crazy. This is crazy. This doesn't make sense, because it kind of a lot of times it kind of can make sense, and you think, well, like she said, she had a lot of reasons to believe what she was believing. So, but my thing is, as an expert in this, and I want to help women, because we, particularly as African American women, we're fooled quite often. It really hits home when I see it with people that are close to me. We are fooled quite often, but by that time you're in love, and then I'm going to talk about reasons why we overlook red flags or stay in situations after now what is going on. So one of the things I wanted to say is she met him in March. And in April, they were looking for a house together. Wait a minute. Look, this is why I wrote this book here. This my last bestseller is Sis to Sis. It is time to queen up. Sis to Sis. It is time to queen up. Wise up. Next level up. Grow up. All of that. That's what that means. Because you shouldn't meet somebody 1 month and move them in your house the next month. I don't care what they have said. Say hello to me. Join in. If y'all are watching it, please make a comment on some of the things that you saw that you felt was, a lot of it was, it's very, very interesting. And I'm so glad she's out of it. Let me say that. I'm so glad she's out of it. I'm so glad she's sharing it, because that's the reason I started publishing books. I start publishing books and writing books to help my sisters queen up and wise up and know the signs of and not get caught into that cycle. And she said, so good, kudos for her for sharing and being able to get out of it alive, because narcissists, as many of you all have seen me on the news. Hey, how you doing, Peggy? Many of you have seen me on the news talking after a woman has been killed, and they don't get out of it all the time. So, but she moved in with this man in April, met him in March. I don't care how fine somebody is, sisters, queens. You got to get to know people, and in a decent man. Hey, how you doing over here on Facebook? And a decent man, a man of who respect and honor would not want to move in with you. First of all, he would need to move in with you, but he wouldn't want to move in with you a month after meeting you. That in and of itself is a red flag. And then by May, she was pregnant. So there was a whole lot of stuff going on If you haven't watched it, I'm talking about Risa Tisa's series on TikTok about who the F did I marry. They're only 10 minutes each, I believe, and she's up to about 50 now. I think Shonda Rhimes has contacted her. Somebody has also offered her a trip. A lot of things have happened as a result. I read today somewhere she's made like $300,000 or something like that on TikTok. Somebody said 50 and somebody else said about 300,000 in this series. I know her she went from no followers to several million followers. Uh, the each series have been viewed 60 million and all like astronomical amounts of time. So if you haven't watched it, go and watch it. But I want to talk about why we do that. Why do we do that? Why do women, but anybody, it could not, like I said, it's not just women that overlook red flags. What I teach my clients is, Peggy, Miss who? Yes, who? Yeah, who? Yes, right. Who the F did I marry? So what I teach is a red flag, not 4, 5, 6. A red flag is a deal breaker. Put that in the chat. Anybody watching, everybody put that in the chat. Everybody come on after I get off. Put that in chat. When you see a red flag, self-love is lacking in this world. Yes, it is. Self-love, self-respect, and lack of self-worth. A lack of self-worth. And narcissists are like this. You. They can spot it. They can spot it as big as my name is written on the back of this wall. That's how quick a narcissist can spot when someone has that low self-esteem, or that it's not even necessarily always low self-esteem. Some things you may be vulnerable about something. That they see that vulnerability. Or you may be living with shame or guilt. They see that shame or guilt. Meaning, somebody may be vulnerable. She talked about, she's a full-size woman. That may have been something that caused her to not feel as confident in herself. Many times as a counselor, women who have been sexually abused as a child, a lot of lack of knowledge, have carried that feeling like they're not good enough or nobody else is going to want them. And I'm telling you, the minute you let a narcissist know that you have any kind of vulnerability, they are going to hone right on in and dig and dig and dig, and that thing is going to that's exactly what they need. And so because sick attracts sick, and rich attract, just like rich attract rich, sick attract sick. Healthy attract healthy. A narcissist is a sick individual, but it's too much work for a narcissist or unhealthy person to be with somebody healthy, because it takes too much work for them to convince a healthy person, a woman who has a high self-esteem and a high self-worth, that it's her fault all the time, that she's always the one that's wrong. So, and just like it's too hard for a healthy person to be with someone who is still trying to learn their self-worth. Every now and then you'll find somebody who is willing to work with you, but after a while people get tired, because a healthy person don't have the patience and energy to deal with someone who's constantly accusing them of something, constantly don't trust them, constantly jealous, constantly acting out at the company picnic because you hug somebody like a friend. So I just need everybody to know Work on you, because if you don't, that's what you're going to attract, because they can see it. Like I said, as big as you can see my name back here on this wall. Over here for you all. Oh, let me turn it around over here for you all on Instagram. So, all right. So let's talk about why. Why? Several reasons why someone might disregard red flags. But I want you to remember one red flags. But I want you to remember one red flag is a deal breaker. You know, so many times people look at stuff, and she says she started journaling, doing some type of audio diary around May, because she obviously has seen so many red flags. Now she's just trying to journal and make sure she's not crazy, because the narcissist will make you think you're the one that's crazy all the time. It is exhausting, Peggy. It is exhausting. It is extremely exhausting. It's even exhausting for families who are listening to you, who is going through that. You know, they want to help, but they at some point they really don't feel like they can help, because there's so much. The narcissist has such a hold and such a big controlling personality, and they control you and control your mind and control your behavior and control what you're thinking, and they push and pull. You know, they love you and love bomb you, and you're the best thing ever. And then we talked about the 8 reasons to spot a narcissist. If you didn't get those last week, I did talk about 8 reasons, ways to recognize the excessive self-centeredness, the manipulative behaviors, the grandiose sense of self, the lack of empathy, the difficulty in maintaining healthy relationships. We talked about this. I did 3 parts, I think, last Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. So you can go back on my page. It's still there. The difficulty in maintaining relationships, the boundary violations, the cycle of ideation, idealization, and then devaluation, and they, building you up and then devaluing you, and the sense of entitlement, self-entitlement. And of course, it's always your fault. You're the person wrong, and it's just, it's exhausting even talking about it. But am I in love with the narcissist? It's in my Narcissist Academy. That's the website. If you think, and I will put it on here on Instagram, and you can't see what they see on Facebook, and that they see that. So I will make sure I put the link here. But so this is why people accept red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag. When I say, I want you to remember, if you get nothing else out of this, one red flag is deal breaker. One red flag should be a deal breaker. And I want to say one more thing. Patience is the weapon best used for deception to reveal itself. Patience is the weapon best used for deception to reveal itself. So obviously there wasn't a lot of patience in getting to know this man, because she met him in March and he was moved in May. But that's exactly how a narcissist roll. All right. So these are the reasons why we stay, or we overlook these red flags. People often want to see the best in others. So you want to see the best. You want to believe the good thing. And in most situations, you just hope and believe for the best. And so leading them to overlook warning signs and negative aspects. This optimism, this strong optimism, this optimism bias, as if you will, can cloud your judgment, can very much so cloud your judgment and prevent individuals from accurately assessing the potential risk. And this is also why the narcissists don't want you around your family, don't want you around your friends, because they see it too. And they're going to say, look, honey, This ain't right, honey. Did he actually say that? And then, it sounded crazy to you, but they will convince you that it ain't so crazy. And so, but they don't want you around family and friends, because them family and friends, and then they're going to tell you, oh, that she just jealous because she ain't got a man. They're just jealous because they don't have nobody, loving them the way I love you. In 2 months, they love you. You what? She said the first phone call, second phone call, I think it was, he was telling her everything she wanted to hear. She said it was just too good to be true. Sound too good to be true. Well, it was. If it's too good to be true, many times it is. All right. So the other reason, number 2, is the desire for connection. And she mentioned that, she wanted to be married. She wanted children. She wanted a family. Women, we have that. We all know if you're single, you have the desire for a connection. Married women sometimes have a desire. Hey, I'm going to wave at you. Hi, Jocelyn. She just joined over here on Instagram. I'm going to wave at everybody over there. So speak the truth. Thank you. Thank you, Shelley. So, and put in there red flags. One red flag, y'all. One is a deal breaker. Because, see, this is what's happening and why the African-American woman is being killed at a rate 3 times higher than any other ethnicity. As a domestic violence expert, I can tell you this. Because we are looking for somebody to give us a black eye, or bust our nose, or bust our lip, or what have you. And you're overlooking that manipulative behavior, that grandiose sense of self, that lack of empathy, that gaslighting, that love bombing, that boundary violence. You're overlooking those things. And that is an abuser too. That is an abuser as well. And those people will kill too. Those people will kill too. I had a client, case-based. It wasn't my client, but it was a case study based that when I was in school, we were looking at. And this particular woman told her family, she was trying to get a divorce, and she told her family, listen, if he kills me, if anything happens to me, he did it. If anything happens to me, he did it. Well, her family loved him because most people know that narcissists, everybody love them, but you, because you like over the top, over it. But they are so manipulative and so cunning. Not only do they convince people to love them, but they convince people to go against you, even your families. This is how they play. They set you up. You be arguing and whatever you be doing. They setting you up. They telling everybody it's you. What's wrong with you? It's you. And and all so the people can, if something go down, they're always setting it up. You're the one. I've got so many clients that ended up having to themselves prove that they weren't in the wrong. They were self-defense. But a narcissist will push you out in a behavior that you don't want to be. You don't think you'll go there, but you will. And most people think, well, I'm going to, give them what they give me, and I'm going to match this. But you can't match the energy. You can't match a personality of somebody, because you ain't crazy. You ain't a narcissist. You don't have a personality and a narcissistic psychological disorder. So naturally, you can't even outthink them. You can't even think to the level and the degree that they think. So this woman said, listen, if anything happens to me, he did it. And they were like, they love him. They thought he was great. They thought she was crazy. Nobody is going to, nobody believed her. As he never had hit her. Like, we've never seen a mark on you. We've never seen you hit. Why would we believe this man would kill you? So on her way coming out of the courthouse to get her divorce, he pulled up, ambushed her, and killed her. Killed her right there on the courthouse step. And again, all of these other signs were there. All these other red flags were there. But people were like, he's never hit her. So, but we want to have connection. We want to have this desire. And this is not just single women. Married women want to have these connections. And so you have a desire to connect in a relationship, in a romantic relationship or friendship. And so individuals may prioritize the desire to have that connection and companionship over recognizing, or even if they recognize it, they desire that so bad that they overlook addressing it. So they don't address the red flags, they overlook the red flags. They may even downplay the concerns in order to maintain the relationship and avoid conflict. And then most of the time, the family and the friends have seen it, and they've told you they've seen this, and you want to so bad believe that this is not happening, that you've tried to prove so hard the opposite that it becomes so embarrassing. But let me tell you, women, let me tell you, queens, get over it. Don't be worried about being embarrassed. You're better than that. Move on. Get you some professional help, because once you get with one, like this woman who got killed and so many other 3 times, black women are being killed at a rate 3 times higher than any other ethnicity. But don't stay because you're concerned about what people say and you're miserable. You're in a marriage and you're miserable. Your desire to connect, you're so bad that you're overlooking all of these red flags. She said she saw so many red flags, she must have been colorblind. One red flag. That should be my mantra. One red flag. One. It's too many. That means it's a deal breaker. So don't want something so bad that you overlook. And then you're going to hurt. You think, well, I'll get to that. So then low self-esteem. Individuals with low self-esteem may ignore red flags because they feel undeserving of something better or better treatment, or that they could never get anything better. Actually, it's not Lisa Reese. Well, maybe Lisa Reese, but she's going by Risa Tisa. Reesateesa. So this is so good. Thank you. So don't, so they want to downplay the concerns, because in order to maintain the relationship, they have and avoid conflict again. They decide that they may not want to recognize. They don't want to recognize. So they rationalize and excuse concerning behaviors as reflections of their own shortcomings. Well, maybe it's just me. Well, I was doing some of the same things too, and all of this. But let me tell you, a narcissist will pull them things. If you weren't doing them, they'll pull it out of you. They'll have you acting the same way, arguing and fussing and fighting, because that's what their supply is. Their supply is getting you upset. You're going to always be upset with a narcissist. You're going to get 2 days of happiness, 5 days of being upset. Yeah, that's how it works. And God forbid there's a wedding, there's a funeral. I don't care whether there's a family picnic or reunion or a birthday party or any major event. That's when they show out the most, because your emotions and your mind. I'm sorry, over here on Instagram, I need to look at you a little bit. Your emotions and your mind is not on them. You're excited because you had an event, or you did something wonderful, or a wedding, or a party, and somebody was loving on you and showering you. Well, they don't like that. So they're going to get ugly. They're going to cause a problem. This is not, people think, I probably got a gazillion people on here thinking I'm talking about you. I probably am talking about you, but guess what? They all the same. So I'm not talking about anybody in particularly. I'm talking about anybody and everybody who is in a relationship or married to a narcissist. And it never gets better. It never gets better. It always gets worse. As a matter of fact, I call it a Russian roulette because it gets worse and worse and worse until somebody dies. Somebody's going to get killed or somebody going to go to jail. And a lot of times it's a way to get this clip separate from social media. I need for my daughter, Pebbles Patterson, to see it, I guess. I'll see if I can share it another way. So they're all the same, and they want to get you. So they want to push. That's their supply. That is their supply. They want to continue to have the energy on them. All right. So another reason people overlook red flags is fear of confrontation and rejection. Because a narcissist goes straight off. This girl said when she found out that he didn't put the contract on the house, she asked him about him, and he went off. Well, what are you doing? Talk to the realtor. He shouldn't have talked to you. And so they do this. They blow up so crazy. There's a book that I teach out of, and many of you may need to get it. Go to my academy, my Narcissist Academy. Am I in love with the narcissist? And also, why does he do that? By Lundy Bancroft. I also have my bestseller, Sister, It's Time to Queen Up. You need to queen up. You need to learn how to love you and be worthy, because that stops you from falling for this. And it stops them from being attracted to you, because like I said in the beginning, it's too much work for a sick person to be with a healthy person. Because a healthy person, first of all, they're not going to stay with them that long. They don't worry about nobody, what nobody think or what nobody say. They ain't staying with this foolishness and this contempt and fighting and arguing and bickering and fighting and arguing and all the time. That's not life. That's not love. And it's dang sure not healthy. Y'all don't, this is this will get my blood pressure up. It's what I do every day. However, sometimes, it just hit different. So anyway, the other reason is lack of confrontation and rejection. Some people may avoid acknowledging these red flags because the fear of the confrontation or the rejection, and they're good at emotionally punishing you. They don't speak to you. They won't talk to you. May stay away for a few days so they can punish you. And then well, come back. Well, I'm sorry. Or they put you out. And then you like, well, can I come back? Or no, they put you out, and then they be like, well, when you coming back? Crazy. What you mean when I'm coming back? You put me out. So queen up, sisters, queen up, friends, queen up, family. I don't care. I don't care who you are. You deserve more, you deserve better, and you don't deserve that. This was a story in Bancroft's book. He said the family had planned to go out to dinner. They was going to have movie night, I think, on Friday nights. They were going to go out to dinner on Saturday and Sunday. But on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, mom's going to cook and mom's going to wash the dishes. Tuesday, mom's going to cook, dad was going to wash the dishes. Wednesday, mom was going to cook, the son was going to wash the dishes. And Thursday, mom was going to cook, and the daughter was going to wash the dishes. And so they started and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they was going. Friday night, the movies, Saturday, dinner, Sunday, dinner. Dinner out. So when it came to Tuesday, everybody did their part. Everybody washed their dishes right after the food was cooked. Dad's day is on Tuesday. When it came to Tuesday, Dad gets up, not only not wash the dishes, but leaves his plate on the table. Narcissist now, mind you. And mom or son or somebody say, hey, Dad, You were supposed to be washing the dishes. It's your night. He went back and knocked the whole plate off the table, food on the floor, table broke. Plate broke. All of this. I worked all day. This is the thanks I get from working all day. I put the food on the table and I gotta wash it. Cut up. That's what narcissists do. It's all about control. So what do you think happened? What do you think happened on next Tuesday when it's his day to do the dishes again? He gets up and he leaves again. But this time, guess what? Nobody says anything because their fear of confrontation. And that's what a narcissist will do. They'll make you just like say, forget it. You try to pick your battles, but it's always going to be a new battle. I'm just not going to worry about it. I'm not going to say that. And then it's another stuff because it's never, ever, ever good enough. You're never good enough. You're never going to do it right enough. It's always going to be another battle. But that is another reason why people overlook the red flags. So we talked about the optimism bias, people often wanting to see the good, wanting them to change, believing they're going to be okay, overlooking the warning signs, overlooking the negative things, also desire for connections, want to be connected, want to have a relationship, want to be in love, want to be, go out with your boo and post it on Facebook like everybody else and Instagram or whatever you. So they want to connect. So they overlook addressing the red flags, the low self-esteem. Something may have happened or some type of vulnerability that you haven't come to grips with and you're not comfortable with about yourself, or there's some type of shame or guilt or some kind of doubt about yourself, or some type of, it could be an illness, it could be something that causes you to feel that nobody else is going to want you, or it's going to be a difficult situation to get somebody else. That's my mom calling me. I'll call her back. All of those reasons. And then for that fear of confrontation or rejection. Number 5, I only have 7. Number 5, lack of awareness. In some cases, individuals may simply lack awareness, which is why I have the Narcissist Academy and why I have the course, Am I in Love with a Narcissist? Because all of this stuff that Risa Tisa talked about and who the F did I marry, she would have found out quickly that she was in love with a narcissist. But had she moved a little slower, remember I said, patience is the weapon that's best used for deception to reveal itself. Half the stuff that she was deceived by, if she had waited more than a month or two to date, to move in with him, date him, start looking for furniture and a house with him, you would have seen some of this stuff. All right. Lack of awareness, like I said, just not knowing, may overlook problematic behaviors because they just don't fully understand the significance of it, don't fully understand the importance to know how dangerous these people can be, how hectic and traumatic and tumultuous your life will end up being if you so they just don't, that's why I'm doing this. It's for awareness, which is why African American women are being killed at a rate 3 times higher than any other ethnicity. We are not aware, many of us. Like I said in the beginning, they think, well, he hasn't hit me. He don't hit me. Girl, he got a good job. Girl, he good in bed. And let me tell you, most of the time, I'm a counselor. So I hear it all. Most of the time, they not even that good in bed. Most of the time, it's so many, you keep building them up and making them look good and making them be, and they're not. Well, why? Why? Queen up. All right. Then cultural or society norms. Cultural or society norms may influence individuals to overlook the red flags in order to conform to expectations and maintain that social harmony and look good on social media and try to, look good in your neighborhood and, look good in, so they prioritize appearance over happiness. Please, women, stop prioritizing appearance over happiness. So the appearance of a happy relationship is better, or to avoid being perceived as overly, something's wrong, they will stay, or they'll cover it, or they'll ignore it. And then the last one, emotional investment. She even said it. After a while, you've invested a lot of emotional. That's why, again, patience. Don't put a lot of emotions in it so soon. We move too fast. Queens. Slow it down. You're the prize. They need to recognize. Slow it down to your pace. This is your pace. You run the pace. No, I ain't trying. No, you can't move in with me. I don't even know you that good yet. So, emotional investment. The more emotionally invested someone is in a relationship or a situation, the more likely they may be, the more likely they're going to overlook those red flags. They're going to keep overlooking that behavior. It can be, again, as plain as the writing of my name on this wall. But they will be reluctant to admit that they've invested so much and their investment was misplaced. Their investment was misplaced. Hey, I'm gonna wave at you over here. How you doing on Instagram? Share this. Share. Somebody, sharing is caring. Somebody else need to see this, need to hear this and see this. Somebody's daughter, somebody's sister. It may be your daughter, maybe your sister. It may be your cousin. It may be your mother, your aunt. Somebody needs to hear this. And I know people feel like they've invested a lot and they put too much in and they've wasted years and they don't want to, don't want to keep, starting over, or they don't want to, they want to believe that it can work out and all of that. But let me tell you, it only gets worse. It doesn't get better. It's like a Russian roulette. Like I said earlier, somebody's going to get hurt or killed, or something's going to happen that's going to send you possibly to jail. Because typically they're too smart. They outsmart you. You're not equipped. I say dealing with a narcissist. This is what I tell my clients. Dealing with a narcissist, my counseling clients who deal with narcissists. I say it is like you being the T-League player. See, all of my nieces and nephews play sports. And they started with the T-ball. T-ball, that's what they call, the T-League, where you actually, the little kids, you put the ball on the stick because they can't hit a pitching ball. So you put the ball on the stick and somebody, you hit the ball and you got somebody on the first base going, here, come right here, because they don't know here to run. And then you got somebody on the second base going, okay, now come here when the other person hit. So that's you. When you're dealing with the narcissist and you think you can outsmart them, or you think, look, I'm gonna give them what they give me, or they done met the right one now, baby. No, you done met the right one. No, you done met the wrong one is what that is. You've met the wrong one. So that's you. You're a T-League player. But let me tell you who they are. They are a professional player. Not only are they a pro ball player, they are like the first 5 string player. So that's how far in everything they are when it comes to manipulating, when it comes to lying, when it comes to cheating, when it comes to fooling you, when it comes to, outnumbering you in everything when it comes to this narcissistic lifestyle. You can't win. And you shouldn't have to try. It's okay to say, no, I don't want this. This is too much. I deserve better than this. But get with organization, like I said, Fresh Spirit Wellness for Women is my nonprofit organization that helps women in these situations. If you need counseling, counseling is absolutely free. You can also go to my Narcissist Academy for a small investment. I think it's like $59.99. I can't even remember now. To find out if you're in love with the narcissist and to see some of the things that you may be missing or you may be wondering. She said she started wondering, what is this? What is this? So don't wonder. I got it all outlined for you right here in the Narcissist Academy. Because what you don't want is to continue trying to make something work it's going to not work. Or you're going to keep trying to convince yourself it's working, trying to convince the world it's working, trying to convince people on social media that it's working. And it's only going to lead to you losing everything, and sometimes including your life. Losing, everything. Work, money, business, freedom, reputation. People think they don't want to, they try to avoid the reputation of losing, or your marriage not working or your relationship not working. But don't worry about that. It's not that important to people, but it should be that important to you to have peace and joy and happiness. People talk, but they're going to talk. They talk now. They're going to talk anyway. But your life, your peace, your sanity is more worth it. They'll stop talking. They ain't going to even care about it tomorrow or a week from now, a month from there. But a month from now, you're going to still be dealing with this if you don't make that move. And I always tell people, pick your pain wisely. Pick your pain wisely, because you're going to be in pain. Yes, people hurt. You love people, you hurt, but you'll get over that hurt. But if you choose to pick the pain to stay with someone that's a narcissist, that pain never goes away and it never gets better. It only gets worse. All right. If you haven't seen her series, she's making a lot of money, but you need to hear it. As she says, it's, you're probably going to think she's making it up, but she's like, every bit of it is true. And I believe it because I know the personalities of these narcissistic people. And again, it can be a female. Don't always have to be a male. There's narcissistic women. And, we have some male clients who are dealing with narcissistic women. There's same-sex relationships dealing with narcissistic women. So listen. Find out, invest in yourself, love yourself, and be good to yourself. Trust God. He can get you through this. Yes, it's going to hurt for a little while, but the hurt will be gone. You'll wake up one day and you'll be like, oh, I don't hurt anymore. And you'll be like, wow, what was wrong with me? How did I stay in that? And then you open yourself up for the real love that you deserve. The real love. Yeah, you'll get it. You will. But you got to know you're worth it. You're not worth this right here is not worthy of you. All right. So check it out. The Narcissist Academy. Also, Risa Tisa on Who in the F Did I Marry on TikTok. It's gone viral. I mean, I stopped it. I don't know what series I'm on right now. what part I'm on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. She got 50 parts, I believe. All right. So also, listen, if you want to be successful, let me stand up on so y'all can see my shirt. This is my merchandise. Look, don't forget the second class of the year, Extraordinary Success. My Success Season workshop, so that you can get next level extraordinary success absolutely free. Starts March, and I don't have the date with me. I'll put the links in both of all of the comments. I'll put the links in it, because you know what, women always come to me and they say, I want to be financially successful, and I don't know, I just feel like I'm failing in life and I'm failing at being successful. You got to invest in yourself. I said today earlier on a reel, you pass the test when you invest. You pass the test when you invest. You pass this test of failing financially and taking 2 steps forward and 2 steps back, failing in being an entrepreneur, failing in being a business person or a leader. When you invest in yourself. And I don't mean investing in hair and nails. I mean invest in someone who you've seen be successful and know how to show you and have shown a plethora of other people. You guys have seen all the testimonies going on out there about what they've gotten and how their lives have changed from going through the Success Season workshop. So stop, trying to figure it out. Invest. Many of you are, you got a lot of stuff, but you don't know how to market it. You got a lot of things going on, but you don't know how to turn it into and monetize it and turn it into money. I was talking to somebody today, just sitting at a restaurant, and oftentimes I'll go and I'll take a book or I'll take my laptop most of the time working and sit at the bar. And I was talking to someone and I just gave them in about 30 minutes a quick way that they can do some of the things that they're doing and increase their income about $50,000 a month. And they were blown away. They was like, you know what? Nobody's ever told me this. I've never thought about this. They had a food truck, and I was giving them some same stuff that I teach here. So join, and stop trying to figure it out and let me help you. Let me show you how to do it. All right. What to do and how to do it. So I want to put the links here so you can join the Success Season workshop in March. I also, you can scan for the Narcissistic Academy and Am I in Love with a Narcissist? You can just hit the scanner right here. Hit the scanner so you don't be another Risa Tisa. Now you can be a Risa Tisa making all that TikTok money because she's making some TikTok money right now, but you don't want to be a Risa Tisa going through all that traumatizing, tumultuous pain that she went through because she overlooked all of the red flags. Please, women, please, queens, please, sisters, stop overlooking the red flags. Remember, if you don't remember anything I said tonight, one red flag is a deal breaker. All right, y'all be blessed. Bye-bye over here on Instagram. Share. Good to see you tonight. All right, same here. Bye-bye over here on Facebook and over here on YouTube. Y'all be blessed, and I will see you next time. Share.